Hi everyone, this is going to be a follow-up video to some of my other previous videos about the Kalachakra. So in this video, I'm going to kind of continue on what was discussed in my last video, talking about the beings, if you will, that are seen within the Kalachakra mandala, how they're associated to a specific color. So, whether that be white, blue, red, black, and what those mean, right? So I'm going to go a little bit more deeper into that. So I've discussed how basically what we're looking at is beings that are Shris, okay? Beings that can project manage, essentially projects, and assign priorities to do that. Priorities of movement, if you will, or access. So what are we looking at? And I think that what I'll do is I'll just basically discuss based from my experience of witnessing the system's view of the Kalachakra during enlightenment. So what I saw there. So experience basically, so visualize you're going through these tunnels, okay, of the Kalachakra, and eventually you get to points where you can turn basically, okay, and move into another direction. So at levels of that tunnel, right? So when you get to that tunnel, what you have basically, you're moving at pretty high speeds here. You're moving through this tunnel. And what you have basically is an identification. So you see, for example, a tunnel, and then you see flags, okay? And these flags have different colors, okay? So depending on what color is in that flag, that means that someone who has that priority for that color can access at that point. Okay, so what we're looking at really is we're looking at development priorities within the system's view. So I've discussed how each color is essentially connected to an aspect of life, an aspect of the story, an aspect of creation, and each one has its deity, if you want. It's Shri, who's basically developing at that level of creation, right? How does that work? Well, basically you're going through these tunnels and you see these same colors. There's some colors that are at every door, like black, okay, which is the color that, in a sense, you could say I started off as, right? In a sense, it's basically black. What you're looking at is you're looking at things like creating new development pathways, right? Or changing the structure of things and stuff like that. So, for example, let's say you're going down a tunnel of the Kalachakra and you see the flags, and all of a sudden you see, hey, there's a new flag there. You know, you can see, hey, there's a new color. Well, who basically codes that color into that pathway, if you want, into that development pathway? That would be the black, right? So basically, one of the things I experienced during enlightenment is, I've discussed how when I became enlightened, there was two symbols, right, that lit up on the field, sorry, on the strips, and what you could say my personal symbol, which it was the pink with the heart inside it, right, and then the sister symbol, which was green, right? So actually, one of the things you experience during enlightenment is, as you're seeing through the eyes of all systems and everything, right? You experience going through that Kalachakra, moving through it basically as a system, and seeing those flags start to pop up at doorways. So basically experiencing, oh, look, suddenly we have a pink flag now, in addition to the other colors, right? Suddenly, oh, here once in a while we have a green flag, okay? And what you experience eventually is that those flags, the development of those flags multiplies. Okay, so you see them on more and more doors, basically, or pathways or doors, right? Access points. So that's one of the things I experienced. So that's basically how you can visualize, those doorways, which have basically essentially like force fields, okay, which are color coded. And if you have that right color priority assigned to you, you're on work of a certain tree or a certain priority, within the story, then you can move through that pathway to get to develop that work basically. So that's a little bit more about Shrees, a little bit more about the pathways within the Kalachakra, the doors, and the flags that identify the different colors that basically hang above those doors, those force fields, if you will, within the Kalachakra. So a little bit more information too about the role of the black being within the Kalachakra. Okay. So how he basically works at the level of, for example, of adding new flags and stuff like that, or adding new doorways, right? Or changing the structure, changing the code of it, you know, as other Shrees have more of a role at different parts of the story, whether it's more specific parts, right? So in a sense, you have almost like all these beings of the Kalachakra that you see in the Kalachakra mandala, per color, which are basically the energy hubs that basically direct the development of certain parts of the story. Okay, and then you have, for example, the black, which is basically, if the others were like project managers, you could say that one was almost like a general manager. Okay, and the general manager um, is actually um, is actually basically a manifestation of the creator who came in with the Kalachakra. Okay. So I hope this provides some more information on the Kalachakra. I mean, after these series of videos, I think I've provided some new information that can kind of help you better understand it, meditate on it if you choose to meditate on it, and I wish you all the best in your practice.